Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Lee. We're coming to you on from the busy parking lot along Highway 71 and 9 right here in Spirit Lake. We're at Employment Connections. Deb Lenz is here with us here today. And, you know, Deb, you and I we actually kind of caught up with each other by accident last Friday. And we started talking about some of the trends you were seeing as an employer or as a staffer here in the area, and during the whole COVID thing, and then it hit me, this light bulb went off on top of my head. Gosh, I should interview Deb and talk about this. So first of all, welcome. Thanks for taking a few minutes with me.
You bet.
Hey, tell me a little bit, first of all, for those who don't know what Employment Connections does, and it's not just here in the Lakes area, you've got many, many, many sites, but 3 sites, see, that was 3, many, many, many. And, but talk about a little bit about the services and the clientele you have here from Employment Connections.
Sure, so we've been here in Spirit Lake for almost 25 years.
Yeah.
And our Spencer location is really our headquarters, if you will.
Okay.
And we are on site in Ida Grove at Midwest Industries.
Okay.
And let's see, I've been with the company 22 of 25 years.
Wow.
And our new boss, Tammy Christensen, should be coming along here fairly soon. We've always been a women's business-owned company. And our founder, Diane Kitterman, founded the company 25 years ago, and then our corporate accountant, Tammy Christensen, kind of took over for her just 3 years ago.
Okay.
So we've been rolling along pretty good until COVID.
Yeah.
And that gave us just a teeny setback. We were on partial weeks for about 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
Like many were, and now we're back full swing, as many are.
Sure.
And taking all of the necessary precautions. I am really, really proud to say that the larger corporations that we work with, like GKN in Esterville, or even Pure Fishing here in town,
Sure.
all have stayed COVID-free. Probably because of the precautions that they put in place with our help, as well as just taking the precautions that everybody in business is trying to take to make a safe environment for work and productivity to continue.
Well, when you look at, you know, the number of businesses around different areas that have a large staffing, and some of the breakouts they had, the fact that like GKN and Pure Fishing, neither one had any. I think
that's my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, that says a lot.
It really does, it really does. And I am so proud to be partnering with them. Right now, Pure Fishing is really ramping up. They've got the hot jobs of the week. They recently raised their wage to $14 per hour, and that's of course just on first shift. There's a shift differential too for second shift.
Sure.
You could be hired on within the first 60 days of your employment with Employment Connections at Pure Fishing and have a career with benefits and stability.
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly Pure Fishing is one of those, previously Berkeley, of course, you know, and all those, but a very, almost to generation stable employer right here in the Lakes area.
It's true.
So, you know, how does it work for you, for people that are looking for work and they come in and talk to you? How's the whole process work, Deb?
Well, typically a person just needs to get the procedure started by filling out an application for employment. We still have paper applications, but we also have an online fillable PDF application that you can email along with your resume if you have one.
Sure.
By the sheer numbers, there are going to be more production positions, of course, than there are going to be clerical management or middle management. But we do the whole gamut from professional placements to a lot of production, just like I said, by the sheer numbers.
Yeah, and you know, we're fortunate that we have those manufacturing and production jobs in this area because, let's face it, a lot of those bring in the things we need in a small community, and we are a small community. I know we have tourism and everything, but you know, Dickinson County, 17,000 people total. We need those young families. We need them, their children going to our schools, and we need them when they purchase their groceries and their goods and so forth. to be in our shops and our stores. So those jobs are very, very important to an area like us.
They sure are. And you know, the other side of our staffing, of course, is all of the small family-owned businesses right here in town. I mean, we've helped every sector. We've done local law offices. Business Today is a great client of ours. And I'm trying to think of some other singular places that have really helped me out through the years by repeat. Oh, I know who. My good friends Snapin Debbie at Secure Benefits.
Oh, sure.
They rely on me strongly for their staffing needs. And we're just an extra set of eyes for both a candidate looking for a position, and we can help screen area candidates for just the right fit in any production position or office.
Because you know, if you've ever been an employer of any sort, that staffing is not an easy process.
It isn't.
And even more so, it seems like in today's world. And you know, to be able to have that extra set of eyes and ears and looking for the talent, their qualifications, kind of streamlines it for any, whether a big business like Pure Fishing or a mom and pop shop around the area.
It's true. It's true. When you think about what we do, reference checking, pre-employment drug screens, all of the onboarding, tax and payroll responsibilities of employers, that's a big chunk of a regular business that doesn't do HR all day. You know, so they can't be doing what they do as easily, as streamlined.
Yeah.
I mean, we do make the position filling a little bit more streamlined, as long as the person sticks.
And that's their responsibility. Once they get the position, they have to be the one to step up and stick.
It's true.
And certainly, those who among us that is a small employer, small business, has any expertise in HR? You know.
Well, hopefully you have some, but you know, once again, it's just another area resource. We're also a big presence in the community to current and former and even non-clients of ours with an Employment Law Friday tidbit where we email just something current in employment law news or updates that I'd be happy to share with anybody that's watching. Just contact me here at the office either by email. I'm Deb L at ecijobs.com. You could visit our website and get me a message, or you could do the old-fashioned thing and call me.
You mean people still actually make a phone call? I wasn't aware.
Some do.
Some do.
Some of us old schoolers.
In our age, our age. We'll still call somebody. The rest they're doing this. So, but either one works.
They do.
And for local employers, is it as quick of a process to just get in touch with you and say, you know what, we need 1, 2, 3 people for such and such, even if it's a temporary. It doesn't have to be a full-time for the next 20 years job, but a short-term, it's going to be 6 months type thing.
Yeah, or even 2 days or 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, I have to say, it's harder to fill because we don't have the applicant flow. We'll give it a go, and we're just an extra set of eyes. There is absolutely no obligation to anyone, not our applicants or our clients, to pay Employment Connections until we make that perfect match in a candidate or filling the position. Now, there's never a fee to applicants, but I'll send a one-page service agreement to any area employer to get the ball rolling to try to fill their positions. And if I do first, good for me, good for them. If they do first, there's no obligation.
Okay, no obligation on that as well. Well, let's get back to a little bit about during the shutdown. We got to about the first week of March, and all of a sudden, no more school. We're shutting the restaurants and bars. I mean, you know the story. You know the story. It was one domino after another. What were some of the trends that you were seeing for the area? And you mentioned like Pure Fishing.
Always, right?
Yeah.
They've stayed open the whole entire time. They immediately put into practice all of the necessary things. In fact, I've even staffed a nurse from the area to do just temperature taking, checking in, checking out. They have installed multiple hand sanitizing stations They are providing masks that are required on their production floor. They're doing social distancing in all departments, and they're booming. We've got more positions there on second shift than we can probably fill alone. And but we sure are trying, and we'll take every opportunity. In fact, we have we've always had a $100 referral bonus. If a person refers a candidate to Employment Connections, we go through the process of hiring that person, and they stay for just 1 month, 160 hours or 4 40-hour weeks.
Right.
We'll give both that candidate and the referring person $100 each.
Nice incentive there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, it says a lot for a business or production like Pure Fishing. You know, for them to take those steps immediately. Not only do they keep everybody safe, but you get away from a lot of headaches from having staffing getting sick and having to self-quarantine and then having to find other people and you don't know where they've been. That, when you talk about getting ahead of the curve, that's getting ahead of the curve.
It was. And I'm so pleased to have been a small part of it, but Pure Fishing has been our partner and good client for probably all 22 years I've been here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you know, we were going to give a shout out the fact that you benefit from not only being very visible right here on Highway 9 and 71, but you have some really good neighbors just here to the west we got to talk about.
We do. Our good friends at the Spirit Lake Chamber, Blaine Andera, who's also Executive Director of our Iowa Great Lakes Chamber, and his assistant here in the office, Nancy Verkent, who are great neighbors, and let's just say, it doesn't hurt to be located right next door to your local chamber. And they're always at work for me. You know, we get along great. They do a great job in our community, not just for me, but everybody in the community. I don't think anybody can complain about Blaine and Nancy.
No, and they've done a great job. The chamber, both houses here have done a great job throughout the shutdown and so forth, communicating with their members and letting people know whether it was where the food lines were at, or all these different things, or the businesses that were having drive-through service, and alerting people through their own COVID site on Facebook of here's what you need to do to keep going. And let's face it, businesses, it was tough.
It was tough.
It's still tough. You know, we may have businesses that don't survive. You hope not, but it could happen. So thank goodness for our chambers that have stepped up to help their members during this time.
Yeah, no doubt. One of my favorite resources to go to at the chamber site is their Excel spreadsheet of all of the area restaurants that do takeout and curbside pickup.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just another service put on. But of course, you have many great services right here, Employment Connections. And if people want to get in touch with you, Deb, what's the best way to do that?
Well, like I said, I always appreciate a good old-fashioned phone call at 336-2048. And you can always hit us up on our website, ecijobs.com. There's an email address on there to contact the Spirit Lake office of Employment Connections. And then my personal email address is debl@ecijobs.com.
Very good.
And my trusty assistant, Cindy Hofstra, is back for round 3. You know, she's been with me 2 other times.
Yeah.
And she's back for round 3, and we're really hitting it hard right now. Area businesses, not only Pure Fishing, but I'm thinking Rosenboom, and I know I spoke to HR Director Michelle Nickerson at GKN in Esterville this morning for permission to mention them by name. And she says even they're on an uptick right now. Orders are up, and she'll be calling us soon for additional people there. And once again, 60 days trial hire. That's kind of a staffing industry lower end of the spectrum. Typically it's 90 days before your trial period is up and be hired on by our client. So we're going with 60 days now so people can get those necessary benefits, wage increases, shift preferentials, everything to just keep our economy going and their businesses in production.
It's all part of the big picture, isn't it? Yeah. So if you're looking for opportunities, if you have an opportunity that you'd like to share, Employment Connections right here in Spirit Lake, as I said, right here on Highway 9 and 71. You can tell by the sound out here. And let me tell you something, they make a heck of a cup of coffee as well. Deb Lenz, thank you so much for being here with us. It's been a pleasure.
It's been my great pleasure.
All right, yep, we're staying safe. All right, our thanks to Deb right here at Employment Connections for being with us. We thank you as always for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee is brought to you in part by the headquarters of the University of Okoboji is at the Three Sons, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday noon to 4. Last Touch Painting and Cleaning, providing interior, exterior, and house painting and professional cleaning services in Spirit Lake. Okoboji Mattress Company, 1 mile west of the junction of Highway 9 and 71 in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. And Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Brand's Law Office in Spirit Lake. Ruthven Locker, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Back Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio, newly located in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji. And by Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services. Advisors Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz.